Hey everybody, Steve Prziborowski here. I'm really excited to share that my latest book, my fourth 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam, is now available through Fire Engineering Books and Videos. I'm really excited that this labor of love over the last couple of years has finally come to fruition, and 300 plus pages of awesome information to help you or anybody else get promoted to any position in the fire service. Whether you want to become a firefighter, get promoted to engineer, company officer, chief officer, even fire chief, there's valuable information within. So my plan is to hopefully go through most, if not all, of these 101 tips over the next handful of months. I'm not going to regurgitate the book for you. I'm going to try to cover each of the tips and then go over some highlights that'll hopefully inspire you to check it out and really find out more about what's in there. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you haven't had a chance, I hope you've checked out the other videos I've done on my website related to my previous book on promotional preparation that's titled How to Excel at Fire Department Promotional Exams. I did a series of about 14 videos that helped highlight some of the key things within that book. And now I'm going to take it to the next step and share some things about this book that I want you to see here. So let's get going here. All right. As a reminder, my website, code3firetraining.com, has a lot of great stuff, whether it's promotional preparation, professional development, leadership, training stuff, just a lot of good resources on there, especially if you click the free stuff link. You'll find valuable information as well as my contact information. So as I mentioned, Fire Engineering Books and Videos has just released this book. It's available via Kindle. That's only on the Amazon website. So if you want the Kindle version, it's on amazon.com. The print version isn't on there, but the print version is available off of fireengineeringbooks.com as well as my website. But if you go to Fire Engineering Books right now for the month of January 2021, I better preface that because you may be watching this, say, in 2022, but January 2021 throughout the entire month, Fire Engineering Books and Videos, free shipping on all books. I don't know what shipping would cost, but it's probably $3, $4, $5. So if nothing else, save up to $5 maybe on shipping for one book through the month of January 2021. Also, right now I've got a code 101 tips that you see at the bottom left that'll save you 25% as well. So in the month of January, you get 25% off, plus you get obviously free shipping. Now the code 101 tips will be available after January as well too. I'm not sure how long I get to use that code, but I guess for as long as I know that code's available. So if you want to save some more money, there you go. So again, this information that I'm now sharing and segueing into on these webinars are based on this latest book, 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam, that I mentioned is good information for all ranks, whether you are preparing for entry-level firefighter all the way up to fire chief. So tip number one. Now, when I had these 101 tips, they're not necessarily in order of priority, but one of the things I want to start out with is really just setting the stage. Career development is a journey, not a destination. What that means is when you're starting out in any new line of work, we'll call it the fire service, because that's what hopefully I'm assuming most of us are in, fire emergency services, maybe other industries. When we have what we call a career, typically that could be 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years or more if we're fortunate to be in the same field. Now, I know in today's modern era of the year 2021, sometimes the thought of staying in one line of work for more than a few years is undaunting to many. But to most of us that get into the fire service, we're looking at this as the long game, the end game, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I'm going on 30 years. It flies. So my point is that it's a journey. Enjoy the journey, but don't wait too long. Fortunately, I was one of those individuals when I started out wanting to become a firefighter of where I thought I wanted to see myself 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and even into retirement. When you're starting out in the fire service, that looks like a heck of a long way away. I get it. But then I look back and it's like, holy crap, where did the last 30 years go? So one of the things I try to share with our new firefighters when we bring them on board is, hey, enjoy being a firefighter. It's one of the best ranks in the department next to engineer, I think. Enjoy it, but don't wait too long to start your career development. You may think you just want to be a firefighter for the rest of your life, which is awesome. Please be a firefighter. We need good firefighters. We need good people at all ranks, but we especially need good senior firefighters. Don't ever discount a promotion or think you'll never take a promotional opportunity, because you never say never. I mean, there's always opportunities. And there's nothing wrong with being whatever you rank you are, firefighter, or maybe just you aspire to engineer, maybe just company officer. Nothing wrong with that. But regardless of the rank that we aspire to, we still have an obligation to be the best that we can be in our ranks, but also more importantly, pass the baton, train and mentor others, train our replacements as they call it, or prepare our bench strength. That's our responsibility. You may find yourself 1 year on the job as a new firefighter just off probation. Guess what? You may be a senior firefighter at times based on the timing of everything. I'm not saying in your entire department, but maybe on your shift at your firehouse, because then maybe your department hires another recruit class. I mean, it's not uncommon. I mean, we've got a recruit class going on right now of 7 people that are set to graduate in February. We're going to hire probably another 8 or so for another academy that'll graduate in August. And then we're thinking about maybe another batch of people that will graduate early next year if we go along with that. So in theory, in the course of a year and a month or two, we could have 3 separate probationary firefighter classes that in theory, 2 of the firefighters could be working on the same company, a truck company staffed by 4 people. It's a rarity, but it could happen. And then that senior firefighter is the one with a year experience. I mean, I'm not saying they're great at what they do and they know everything inside and out, but the point is they're going to be that one that junior person looks up to. So we all have that obligation. But on the flip side, it's a journey, enjoy it, but don't waste time. If you're in that point of your career and you're thinking, at some point I may want to be this rank, or I may want to be in that position, take the time to start doing that homework and research now. You don't have to make any rash decisions or harsh decisions now, but start preparing for the future because it goes by fast. And next thing you know, you're 20 years into your career, half or a third of the way or 2/3 of the way, and you go, what the hell just happened? Man, I wish I would have gotten that degree. I wish I would have taken that class. I wish I would have taken that assignment or taken that opportunity or whatever it was, versus just having fun. I mean, nothing wrong with having fun. Health, wellness, balance is key, critical, but balance, as I mentioned. So enjoy the journey. It's not just a destination. And that also means that just because you maybe want to become a company officer, don't just think that, okay, now I passed the captain's test, I got my captain's badge, golden. I got 20 more years or 10 more years or even 5 more years. This is it for me. Never say never. Strange things may happen. Look at, unfortunately, the tragic events of 9/11, 2001. God, 20 almost years ago, how time flies. And I know some of you might not have even been born at that point, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. My point is that even on 9/11, where there was 343 members that died that day from the FDNY, or that day and those events that tied to it, there was probably a lot of people that didn't expect to be promoted, but are all of a sudden told, hey, you are no longer a firefighter, you're now an engineer or a lieutenant or a battalion chief. But I wasn't ready. No, field promotion 101. I mean, it sucks, but yeah, always prepare yourself for one position up, and I'll talk more about that in one of the future tips. But again, enjoy the journey, but don't just think once you get there that you're golden. Now, let me just quickly talk about this because I think this sets the stage for the entire promotional process, not to mention book and everything else I'm going to be sharing here. The question always gets asked of who's responsible for career development. Now, I get a lot of people that point fingers at the department saying, hey, my chief or my department doesn't do enough for me. This is ridiculous. Well, think back to that old phrase in history that you may have heard. It's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. And I don't mean that in a bad or good way, but if you're expecting your department to do everything for you to prepare you for whatever promotional opportunities you want, you're missing the boat, because usually training budget dollars are usually very small. There's usually not a large training division staff in most departments. I'm fortunate to have a very decent staff given the size of department that we have. Of course, I'd love to have more, but I'm happy to have what we have. But my point is, you're the one that you are responsible for your own destiny. So if you look in the mirror, just picture me look in the mirror, you're the one that is responsible for your career development. Just like I was the one. I'm glad I had good mentors 30 years ago that said, Steve, don't wait for whatever fire department that hires you to start, paying your way or paying for your college or paying for this or telling you on a silver platter what you need to do to get promoted. You got to take charge, do your own homework, do your own research, find your own mentors. Yeah, spend your own money, spend some time, heart, energy to get yourself where you want to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So you're responsible. I saw this in the Novato Fire Department. They're just north of San Francisco, about an hour north. They had this in a career development guide. Not a lot of departments have actually published career development guides, because if you do a Google search of fire department career development guide, you don't see a lot of hits, but they had this on their website. This is a good shared vision picture. You look at the individual on the left, the district on the right. I mean, they're trying to set their members up for success. I mean, you look at it, the individual is responsible obviously for their own motivation, because nobody can motivate you but yourself. Everyone thinks, well, that person needs to motivate me. No, no, no. Motivation comes from within. So you've got to, and when I point my finger and I say you, I also include me. I mean, I'm not saying I'm calling you out. We are all responsible for ourselves. So you've got to have your own motivation. You've got to be prepared. In a perfect world, the department, the district, whatever your department's called, will provide you opportunities. And those opportunities may be in tuition reimbursement, maybe classes that are hosted, maybe even just information that's sent out via email or to the firehouses of, hey, this is a good program, or this is a good opportunity. Or maybe the opportunities are lateral assignments. Well, the problem is a lot of firefighters don't like the lateral assignments, because what lateral usually means is that, let's say you're a captain working at a firehouse, you got a great gig on the truck company. The lateral assignment is, hey, we got a great opportunity for you. If you want to promote to chief, from captain to chief, one of the best things you can do is go on a 40-hour work week, which usually means go to a lateral position working as a company officer at administration or headquarters, maybe in the training division, the operation division, fire prevention, emergency management, whatever the 40-hour positions are, maybe a 1-year, 2-year assignment. Well, most firefighters will be like, oh, hell no, I signed up to fight fire, save lives. I want to be 2 on, 4 off, or whatever your shift is on the truck company, on the engine company. I don't want to do that office crap. I don't want to drive a desk like Steve does. Hey, you know what? That lateral assignment, which is, like I said, usually in the office, is some of the best experience you're ever going to get. It'll be probably the most challenging year or 2 out of your life. But you know what? You'll come out of that usually going, holy moly, I didn't realize those men and women at the offices did that much work. I thought they just worked a 40-hour Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, clocked out. No, a lot of those Monday through Friday folks are working 10-hour days, 12-hour days, doing stuff at home on the nights and weekends. Their phones are never off, because they're there to support all of us at the firehouses. Yeah, those folks at headquarters like myself, we're here to support our crews, the firehouses. So we don't just clock out at 5 o'clock, or sorry, I'll deal with that next week, I'm on vacation. No, this thing goes with me on vacation. This thing goes with me wherever I'm at. And I am here to serve the folks in the field. So my point is, there's opportunities that your department may offer you. And the bigger the department, the more opportunities. The smaller department, the less opportunities. It's just the way it works. But hopefully the department can provide some. It doesn't always have to be money-wise. It may require you to actually get out of your comfort zone, like I said, to work a 40-hour assignment. The department hopefully provides a good environment, meaning a good positive mentorship environment. Our fire chief is very good about encouraging all the command staff to get out to the firehouses and encourage people, inspire people, get them thinking about promotional exams. When, we're very good in our department about when someone in the line is taking a captain's test or a BC test, they can call anyone from the fire chief through the deputy chiefs, the battalion chiefs. Hey, can I steal some of your time here? Whether it's now during the pandemic via Zoom, or maybe via phone call, or maybe at social distance, whatever discussion here, whatever. We'll drop everything we're doing. Maybe, not code 3 life-threatening things, but we'll set up a time. And that's always been fostered by our fire chiefs and our command staff, that we'll make the time to help people that want to help themselves. That's environment. So if you look at the bottom there, you got the individual, you got the district, and then hopefully we can meet in the middle. I know it's not a perfect 50-50 match. Sometimes it's 40-60, 70-30 in either direction. But if you're waiting for the department to tell you what to do, to prepare you to be whatever position you want to be, you're going to get left in the dust by those individuals that are doing the right things on the left, by taking the bull by the horns and taking charge of their career development, because it's their career, just like it should be your career. So most importantly, enjoy the journey, because it really does go fast, like I shared. But you know what? I wouldn't change anything in the world. When I was 30 years ago, starting out as a new firefighter, I wanted to be a fire chief. I prepared myself, education, training, experience. I got the qualifications to be a fire chief. I could have been one if I wanted to leave the department, because there's jobs out there. But then I look at how things are going. It's nice to have the qualifications. hey, I don't have to use them, meaning taking the promotion. I'm still using my qualifications as a deputy chief, but it's nice to know that, you know what, I can do that higher up job if I wanted to, but now I can choose not to apply because I think it's maybe not the right fit for me at this point in my career. You know, I love being a deputy chief. Talk to many fire chiefs, they're very miserable, so we're very happy. But my point is, it's nice to have options that you don't have to use versus being in a position where I'm 30 years in going, I want to be a fire chief, but wait, I haven't finished up my 2-year degree, and most departments require a master's degree or maybe a bachelor's degree. I want to be a fire chief, but I'm only a firefighter. Well, you probably got to find a promotion to captain, promotion to battalion chief, maybe deputy chief, depending how big your department is. That doesn't happen overnight. So all these wheels have to be in motion. So I'm very fortunate that I set myself up, I think, for success. And I've left myself options. But most importantly, even if you didn't do that right at the beginning of your career, it's not too late to go back. So don't just think just because you've reached your destination that it's mic drop time. I'm good. I'm golden in 20 years. And one day to retirement, I can just ride it out being a driver or a captain or a BC. Nothing wrong with that. Be the best you can be. Don't be retired in place. RIP, retired in place, like some are. But take the time to hopefully do what you can to leave things better. So as always, thank you very much for the gift of your time. Here's all my contact information. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Let's connect on social media and realize that, hey, I'm a resource for all of you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Hopefully you're finding some value to these webinars that I'm doing. And more importantly, I'm hoping that they're benefiting you in some way too. So until the next episode, take care, be safe, and we'll see you soon.